Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-October 2023 reading for the zodiac sign of Scorpio. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as many of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. But let's go ahead and jump in and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close the last few weeks or month. Column number 2, we're going to take a general look at what's coming for the remainder of October. We're also going to do a money column, a love column, and the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We'll also do 3 yes or no questions, a crystal of the month, and a healing note for you, Scorpio. But again, let's get into it. Column number 1, what's wrapping up and coming to a close. We have a summary affirmation card of friction. This is an interesting one because it has 2 different meanings and 2 pretty different meanings for that matter. So with the friction card, this could mean quite that. It could be friction. It could have been some conflict these last 2 weeks. Or a few weeks. The other meaning of the friction card is when things start to move, they're rubbing together, there's friction, so this could be a sign of movement. So in short, likely conflict or movement is kind of a summary for your last few weeks. But let's see what we've got going on. Generally speaking, I would say just looking at our spread of cards, I would say it's more movement than conflict. Starting at the top here, we have the 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands is a card of victory, award, recognition, good news, success. So we're getting things done. We're having success. We had a lot of successes in these last few weeks, it looks like. The next card that we have is the Death card. The Death card doesn't mean death. I always like to clarify that and point that out. But this does indicate transformation, change. This is saying it is time to move on. It's time to move forward. It's time to go through this transformation. So again, things are moving. This transformation is underway. We're starting to see the wins, the successes, the progress from it. And at the bottom here, we have the 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands is a card of expansion. It's a card of growth. And that's exactly what you're doing. You're expanding, you're growing. We're advancing here, Scorpio. So really great to see. Let's take a look at our clarifiers though. First up, we have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is a patient card. I feel like you've been waiting for these wins. You've been waiting for this progress. You know, there's nothing worse than like putting in so much effort and then not feeling like we're seeing the benefits. But I feel like you can look back on the last few weeks and say that you see the progress, you see the success now, which is so important here. So I'm glad that paid off for you. This could be a new job, raise, promotion, some sort of money news too. Page of Pentacles is definitely connected to money. The next card that we have is the Fool card. The Fool card's the first card in the Major Arcana. This is fresh hope, taking chances, new paths, adventures beginning. This is the transformation in itself. We're moving on from what we had, moving on to new things with the Fool card. So love the Death and Fool pairing there. And at the bottom, we have the 3 of Wands on the 3 of Wands. I love when this happens too. It's like the universe saying, I said what I meant what I said. So in this case, it's the expansion, the growth, it's the progress. So really nice, sharp last few weeks here, Scorpio. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is just general what's coming for the remainder of October, any big messages that there may be for you. We have the summary affirmation card of listen. Another pretty literal card here for you. It is just quite that. So make sure you're listening before speaking going into the next few weeks. The other thing I'm hearing is I feel like for those of you that believe in afterlife or believe in spirits, I feel like people are sending you messages. So be listening for those messages from loved ones who may have passed away or spirit guides. So again, be listening. There's things you need to hear. But you could be getting messages maybe from some less expected sources. Let's take a look. Oh, that was interesting. Let's take a look at our clarifiers or our cards for this column now. So first up we have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is like usually bully, theft, violence, abusive, some sort of toxic relationship. I feel like there's a conflict here, but in order to even be able to resolve this conflict, Scorpio, we have to listen. We have to better understand what the conflict is. So, I know it's hard to do sometimes when it's conflict, but be the ears before the mouth here. So before we argue back, see if we can figure out what they are even trying to say in the first place. The next card that we have is the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is very nostalgic. It's a card of reflecting back. This can also be a card of reunions. I don't know that this reunion, though, is again somebody that's alive. So those of you that are connected with spirits or spirit guides or that sort of energy, I feel like maybe you're going to get a sign from somebody you haven't got a sign from, or a message or something of that sort. So super excited for you in that piece. Yeah, I don't know. That's the message there. We'll clarify. At the bottom here, we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords, point blank, is a very honest, a very communicative card. So communication is big here. But again, we need to listen before we communicate. Again, I see that we're trying to resolve this, but we have to hear what they have to say first. Effective communication is huge. Honesty is huge, but listen first where we can. Whew, look at those. Okay. I do want to point out really quick before I forget, we have lots of sword cards coming through here. These are typically air signs and it's very intellectual. So just a quick note on all these swords. So we have the Queen of Swords coming up again. This is the communication card. We have to talk this out, but again, it has to start with listening here, Scorpio. The next card we have is the Three of Swords. Again, I feel like this is somebody you've lost. So somebody who's passed away that's sending this new message. These Three of Swords, so kind of hard feelings like heartbreak, being sad, being depressed, that could be sourcing from this conflict too, but it's pretty clear that we're going to talk this out, starting with you listening. At the bottom here, we have the Justice card. The Justice card is always in your favor, which is great to good to see. This is truth coming out though, this is gaining information, but how do we gain that information? We do it through listening here, Scorpio. So pretty loud, clear message for you. This is also great if there's like legal matters, contracts, things of the court. There's favorable income for you there as well. Excuse me, favorable outcome, not income. Favorable outcome for you. Okay, now moving on to our next column, which is anything related to money. A quick money message here for you. Whether you receive money with a frown or a smile doesn't change the value of it. However, the energy you hold and the time you spend with money can determine what it can do for you. So in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to money, job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you associate with money. First up, we have the Empress. The Empress is one of those cards we really love to see anywhere in the reading, but especially nice in our money column. So this is a card of creation, so being able to create the things that we want. This is also a card of abundance, so of course we love the abundance of money. Moving on to our next card, we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is a patient card. I feel like there is something that you're waiting for at this point. But the nice thing with the Knight of Pentacles, when you put in the hard work with the Knight of Pentacles, you reap the benefits of it. So again, you're waiting for the benefits, but they're going to come because you've put in the hard work with the Knight of Pentacles. At the bottom here, we have the Knight of Cups. Interestingly enough, this is typically a love card. This is like Prince or Princess Charming, Knight in Shining Armor. But this can also be opportunities. So this could be twofold. This is either a relationship that's really meaningful. This is the relationship that's going to take your career to the top. Or perhaps this is the opportunity. Either way though, this is like the picturesque, this is the perfect, this is the ideal. So you're creating this new opportunity, you're creating this new relationship for yourself. We just have to be patient. You've already put in the hard work. Now we just need to put in a little bit more waiting. Whew, another double card for you here. You know I love when this happens. We have the same card on top of each other. Again, this is the universe saying, I said what I meant. The message is very clear. Again, this is a message of abundance, which we love to see in money. And this is creating those opportunities that you want for yourself. Moving on to our next clarifier, we have the Five of Pentacles. This can be a card of worry. It's human nature. I think some of you are like, oh, did I do the right things? Did I put in the work? Did I do the right thing? When is it coming? Why hasn't it happened yet? Let the patience trump the worry here. Because again, you've already put in the hard work with the Nine of Pentacles. You just need to wait a little bit longer. So don't let it derail you. Don't let it get you worried. Again, you're already creating this abundance that you've been hoping for. And at the bottom here, we have the Chariot. The Chariot was once described to me as the vroom vroom card. It's action, it's change, it's about being on this journey. So things are in motion. You're in motion to this ideal opportunity, or in motion to this relationship that's going to take you to the top here, Scorpio. Okay, now let's take a look at our next column, which is just general, it's anything related to love. So a quick love message here for you. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. So in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to love, family, friends, relationship, children, marriage, whatever you associate with love here, Scorpio. So first up, we have the Two of Wands. This is a card of waiting. This is waiting for results. I feel like there is something that we're waiting for here in terms of relationship. Anytime we have two of something on a card as well, this can be a decision. So there could be a decision that needs to be made here, Scorpio. And last but not least, this is also a travel or a travel plans card. So potentially some travel related to family, friends, relationship, love. Our next card, we have the Fool card. The Fool card, once again, is that first card in the Major Arcana. Fresh hope, taking chances, new paths, adventures, beginnings. So it definitely seems like there's some new love opportunity. I think it's the opportunity that we've been waiting for. It's interesting. It's like the money you've been waiting for, the love you've been waiting for. But I really love the Fool. Anytime we have the Fool card, it's like 99.9999% of the time I'm going to tell you to go after this new path, this new opportunity, this new relationship. At the bottom, we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant's a card of expectations, and I feel like this will exceed the expectations. This is truly what you have been waiting for in terms of love here, Scorpio. Taking a look at our clarifiers, we have the Lovers card first. We love the Lovers card in the love column. How many times can I say love to you, Scorpio? But this is a great card. It means love. It means partnership. It's deep love, strength together. So again, this is the love you've been waiting for. This is what you've been waiting for. The next card that we have is the Emperor. The Emperor is very strategic, very long term. I feel like this relationship is coming in hot. It's coming in new, but it's here to stay. It's also very respectful. The leadership has like respect with a big R. It's a big meaning behind the Emperor card. So I like the traits that this relationship is possessing. At the bottom here, we have the Judgment card. The Judgment card is a card always favorable for you. But this is like being on the right path. This is being on our life's purpose. I feel like this is finally being treated the way that we should be treated. Okay, now let's take a look at our fifth and final column. We have a message from our future self or spirit guides. We have the card Center. So sometimes I take this card different ways, but what I'm hearing here, this is about doing what feels good at our core. This is about doing what feels good in our center. So do the things this month that feel good at your core here, Scorpio. Let's see though what messages we're working with. First up, we have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is a card of like apathy, lack of fulfillment. Sorry, it's the end of the day and I'm tired if you can't tell. But anyways, this is like apathy, lack of fulfillment, just not feeling it. So something needs to shift here, Scorpio. Again, we need to be doing the things the remainder of October that feel so good at our core, feel so good at our heart. So where do we find the fulfillment? How do we cancel out that apathy? How do we do things that feel good to us? The next card that we have is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a card of feeling like we have to defend ourselves, feeling like we have to protect ourselves. We need to figure out why this is happening and move away from it, because that surely is driving some of those meh feelings that we're feeling. At the bottom here too, we have the High Priestess. This is trusting your intuition. trusting your gut, knowing what the next step is for you. So I don't have a lot of detail here, but it's like, how do we move away from this? It seems like I don't need to tell you because you already know, Scorpio. Let's look at these clarifiers though. First up, we have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is a card of low feelings. Again, this is not feeling good at the core. We need to make this shift. This is nightmare, anxiety, grief, depression. We have that paired with apathy or lack of fulfillment. So we have to make this shift for ourselves. How do we get our heart feeling better? The next card that we have is the Tower card. I feel like things didn't go as planned, and maybe that's why we have low feelings. But with the Tower card, this is a course correction card. So yes, things did not go as planned, but the Tower card's taking you where you need to go, Scorpio. So we need to like find the light at the end of the tunnel in the path that you're on now. Last but not least, we have the Two of Cups. This is typically a love card, but this is more about two of something on a card and the decision here. So it's like, how do we proceed forward? Again, we have to start with where we're at and find the light at the end of the tunnel from where we're at. Okay, at this time I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use the Gypsy Witch Fortune Telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. Question number 1 is the 3 of Clubs, the number 5 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2 is the 5 of Diamonds, the number 48 card. Or 28 card. That's going to be a yes. And question number 3, we have the 9 of Diamonds, the number 39 card. Ooh, also another yes. So yeses across the board there, Scorpio. We also are going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. So this is the crystal to keep with you through the month of October. You have citrine this month, which is good for new lease on life, self-worth. Really gives you joy for life, courage to follow new paths. This is also a great money crystal too. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. Scorpio, your Healing Note says, people don't always need advice. Sometimes all they really need is a hand to hold, an ear to listen, and a heart to understand. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, subscriptions help me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. Also, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation, Scorpio. But thank you again, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your October.